From now through Veterans Day, we will highlight a veteran from one of our hometowns every single month. And to kick this series off, we are introducing you to a woman named Tammy Hash Carraway. Now, when you first see her, you'd probably never guess that this petite, kind, and generous woman led troops in the United States Army.
See me crawling on the ground and carrying a weapon and all that kind of stuff, but you know, you do what you have to do.
Growing up, her family called her Miss Prissy. Now at 62 years old, Tammy Hash Carraway is still prim and proper, but her past is far from a girly girl stereotype.
I remember sitting at my desk at Hamilton Apparel, and everybody started running through the halls and saying, turn TV on, look at this, listen to this. And then we realized what was going on. So it was a kind of sickening feeling.
9/11 happened and Tammy's world changed forever. At the age of 32, a single mother with 3 kids to support, Tammy joined the United States Army.
9/11, we went to Germany. So we did get deployed to Germany, Bosnia, and all of that. After that, then it was Iraq. There was always that fear of being bombed or being blown up.
Tammy retired as a decorated officer with many medals and awards. She hung up her uniform in 2018 with a successful 26 years of service as a Chief Warrant Officer 3. If you ask her today, she'll tell you her family's prayers are what kept her alive on the battlefield.
We have a praying family, and I know that's what got me through it, because, I mean, there were so many occasions where I could have been gone. I had gone to the Porta-John, and as I was in there, there was an explosion. So many close calls. They bombed our oasis. It was a lot of close calls, you know, and I haven't told a lot of this to my family.
Her family has always been big, but they were a tight unit. Mom, Dad, 8 brothers and sisters. If her father were alive today, he'd be proud of Tammy. He also retired from the United States Army. One of her brothers was also Army. Another brother enlisted as a Marine, and another in the Navy. And don't forget about the one they called Prissy, the girl who joined the service to fight for her family, but ended up fighting to stay alive.
I came home whole, but I came home broken inside. And nobody sees that. They can see the missing limb or whatever, but they don't see what it did to us inside. I'm better, but there are triggers sometimes that can trigger and make you think that you're back in Iraq, like just the Capitol storming. Makes you realize that you're really not as safe as you think you are. You thought you was not safe over in Iraq, but you come back home and you're dealing with the same thing. You know, I'm still feel like I'm in a war zone.
And just to give you a little background of what happened. So the sewing plant, many of you may be familiar with that sewing plant that she worked at. She was basically at the top at that sewing plant. She was one of the head honchos there. Mm-hmm. And there was word going around that it was going to shut down.
Right.
And they started laying people off. And of course, three children, single mother, she thought, what am I going to do? There's so much to her story I didn't have time to tell you in this 2-minute package. But so she decided to go reserves with the option to go active duty at any time in the Army. And 9/11 happened. So the story behind that, guys, is she got a phone call that she was shipping to Iraq in 2 days. Well, with 3 children, it's not easy to get your affairs in order in 2 days. Can you imagine being a single mother with 3 children and knowing that you are going to enemy territory in 2 days? With the thought in your mind, because she said the training for that was so realistic that she thought in her mind, there's no way I'm going to live. I will die. And she decided that her mother took full custody of her daughter. Her 2 sons were a little older, so can you imagine just, you know, your mother taking your children and that thought of leaving, that, you know, you might not make it back. So that's why I say, no matter where you stand on political sides or whatever, this is a human being who did this not only to care for her country, but her children, you know, and she did what she had to do. What is most amazing about Tammy is that she is now 62 years old and just retired, you guys, in 2018 at the age of 58.
Right.
So she went in with, you know, a maturity about her, but, you know, it changed her. And she credits, as you heard in the story, 8 siblings. She said they were a tight, man, they were tight. They prayed. And she says she knows that's why she made it out alive. So Tammy, thank you so much for talking with me and telling me a little bit about your story. And hopefully this can raise awareness about what veterans are going through. You know, as she said, I may have all my limbs here, but it broke me. And she said even when she's in traffic and there's cars
Loud noises.
too close.
Right.
You know, when you're in a convoy in Iraq, that's how it goes. And when they stop, there's usually an explosion. So she still has some of those things. So yes, Tammy, thank you for your service. We hope you enjoyed today's first installment of this series. Make sure you tune in the last Thursday in February.
Right.
I'm going to be speaking with a Korean War veteran, Mr. Frank, and he has quite a story about why he joined the military, and man, he's got a spirit about him that will rock your world. Make sure you tune in for that. But I tell you what, Tammy, Brent, she is a bad mamma jamma, isn't she? Chief Warrant Officer, come on.
Awesome.